welcome to another video of Dead by Daylight. My name is Cubeproductions. Today we have a long video, and this video is mainly focused on protecting generators. First, we have Hex Undying. You're probably wondering, how in the world is this perk for protecting generators? I will explain as I continue. But what this perk does is very simple. If our Hex totem were to be cleansed, it actually does not get cleansed. Instead, Hex Undying goes away instead. We have Surge, which is a different name, but because I'm not in the update for Demogorgon yet, it's still called Surge. But Surge, when we down survival for basic attack, all generators 32 meters away from that down survival explode and lose 8% and start regressing. Hex Blood Favor. Every time we hit a survivor or a survivor gets injured, any pallet that's 32 meters away from that survivor will automatically block for 15 seconds. And then we have Scorch Hook Pain Resonance every time we hook a survivor on a Scorch Hook. Well, the first time we hook a survivor on a Scorch Hook at least. The generator with the most progress will lose 25% automatically and start regressing. So the whole plan is for Surge and Scorch Pain Resonance to be our gen perks, but then we're using Hex Undying. You could use Hex Pedimento, but I prefer a Hex Undying for a reason that you'll see as you continue watching. But the reason why we're using these two perks is because basically we want to end the chase as fast as possible, because if we end the chase as fast, we can protect gens even longer, and also if we have Hex Blood Favor, it will help to make the chase end faster. Battle targeting process to make all survivors move slower by additional 3%, and then loose screw to make them all exhausted. That way they cannot just use their exhaustion perks while we're in the chase, because making sure they're exhausted when they have a claw trap on them is really useful. But let's straight to the game so I can show you how great this gen protection build is. Okay, playing on Garden of Joy, even though I'm not having any joy, I'm on this trash garden in this trash map. So, like I told y'all, this build is for protecting generators, because basically Swansea had asked me if I could make a build or like showcase a video where I had a good gen build, and this is my good gen build, because honestly, using like 3 perks that beat gens, like you can change Hex Undying to Hex Pedimento, or you can change Hex Undying to Papa Goes the Weasel. There are many options you can pick. I prefer this combo because, as you can see, that guy tried to use that pallet after I hit him, and then he just can't use it. Now, I could have hit him right there, but I'm an idiot. So he's going to vault this window, but I know he's going to vault it, so I'm going to hit him before he can do it. And then we're good. And then we can see that someone's is just standing in one spot. I'm like, why? Why do I see your aura? And then it hit me. I forgot also what Undying does. Is Hex Undying will show the location or the aura of a survivor who is near a Dole Totem. So we can just, of course, we can, of course, see that person's aura. So I'm pretty sure he's going to take a hit, which he does. And I'm like, great. Now, I could have hit him with a whole different hook. I don't know why I just had to go over here. But it's fine, because I have 2 people injured. And even though I'm kind of behind a little bit, I did hit him. So what Hex Undying will activate. Hex Blood Favor activates. So the generators are still blocked. The pallets are still blocked. So I'm trying to get this guy, I don't want him to get a cloud trap, but I do want him to just be injured. So I hit him. I was hoping I could get like mini lock-on stacks on him, so he would just have a few. Then I forgot, when you down someone, the lock-on stacks they have go away if it's a cloud trap on them, I believe. But if they don't have a cloud trap on them, the lock-on stacks stay. I could be wrong about that, but I think that's how that works. But yes, that's the reason why this build is so good, because basically we go around the map, downing survivors, activating Jolt. And then because we win the chase so fast, we end up having more time to focus on generators than anything else. So as you can see now, those 2 generators are automatically going to start regressing and losing 8%. And if you remember, we started across the entire map, so the generator that exploded to my right definitely has some progress on it, but now it's going to start regressing. As long as no one touches that generator, we have 2 gens that are automatically regressing. But I have a strange feeling someone's going to be on a gen. The only real problem with this build is you can change Hex Undying. Sorry, I keep saying Undying. Hex Blood Favor with, Of course, I got slammed by a pallet. With, Desolation, because they both do very similar things, but I prefer Hex Undying. The only problem with Hex Undying, I haven't hit someone, so it's like, I know Desolation is the exact same thing, but it's like, if I hit someone and Desolation's activated, what ends up happening is they vault the pallet, it breaks. With Hex Undying, it's like, well, they have to have a cloud. They have to be injured. They have to be injured, but of course the pallet has to not be down, and that's kind of the problem. They can just throw the pallet down immediately, and then it's like, well, now Hex Undying does nothing. Well, Hex Blood Favor. I'm keep calling it Hex Undying because I feel like I want to call it that for some reason. So I'm gonna hit this guy, and I'm gonna put everyone in the basement because they're really close to the basement. And as a result, we have this like really quick game. Well, not really quick game, quick like turn of events where they have to go get this girl out the basement, but now I don't really have to leave the basement because, well, there's 3 people injured, and y'all all in the basement, so there's no point in me leaving the basement. I'm just gonna stick around here. Then the drone goes off, so I know someone's here. So I'm like, well, obviously you're gonna go for the rescue. That's smart. But the problem is, I'm going to down you because you literally went for the rescue. I'm gonna try and block you off, but instead what happens is you decide to just run towards me for some reason, and then run back in the basement. So now I got another free hook. I was confused, like what? So now we get a hooker again on the same hook, and we're going to hook this person on the hook, and now they basically lost the game because there's no way. But yes, this is how you protect gens, and there's like 2 main things this build does. The first, which is the main thing it does, is it is the opposite of protecting gens. You win so fast that they can't do gens. So basically, you're protecting gens. The second thing this perk combination does is because of the fact that you are basically winning every single chase fast, you can use Jolt and down survivors fast. I mean, you can use Jolt and you can regress all gens, making it much easier and much faster to win. And then also what you can do is you can use what's it called? You can down survivors fast and end the chase fast, where then you can focus on going to whatever gen across the map that is necessary. So half the time when you down a survivor, Jolt will affect the right generator or right generators. So sometimes you don't even have to go towards it. As long as you know no one's on that gen, you can just leave it and it will start regressing on its own. And as long as you can keep someone off that gen, it will regress automatically on its own, so that's good. Like for example, we down so many survivors over here. The same exact generators have been regressing for a long time, constantly losing 8% over and over again. So we were in a really good spot this entire game. They've only did 1 gen. I believe we hooked 2 people before they even did that gen, and they had to drop a pallet to even complete the gen. So they didn't drop the pallet, they would have all been injured, and they probably would have sacrificed their lives for the gen. But either way, I still would have downed someone. So it's like, it was a lose-lose situation no matter what, and they all lost, and that's why this build is so good. But of course, I can't just show 1 game. I have to show more than 1 game so I can prove to y'all how good this build is. So let's go to the second game so I can show you how great this build is. Okay, playing Raccoon City Police Station, West Wing. I actually do not like West Wing that much. Like, East Wing is dumb, because Skull Merchant on East Wing is just really dumb, because there's not really that many places they can go to where the drones won't be able to scan them often. But on West Wing, it just feels like the map got way bigger, because the West Wing area, a lot of it is just like really long. I don't know how to really explain it, but the same thing that happened in the first match is the exact thing that happened in the second match. Luckily for me, I caught this girl off guard, so I'm able to chase her. But I don't really know this map very often sometimes, because no one really goes over here. So I get slammed by a pallet immediately, so I'm like, oh, great. But it doesn't really matter, because I don't stop chasing her. I'm going to go towards this gen, because I want to make sure that I'm actually on every single gen on the planet. And I know someone's over here probably, so I'm prepared to chase them. But actually, no one's over here. And it's surprising, because I spawned on the other side of the map, so I thought the survivor would spawn near that gen, but they didn't. So now I have to go find these survivors, and the longer I take to find them, the more gens they do. What is the first problem with this build? The first problem with this build is the fact that sometimes you just don't down survivors fast enough, and then because you're not fast enough, you're unable to what's it called? Activate your Blood Fury and get your Scourge to claim resonances over and over again and get your jolts ready. So because of that reason, it can be kind of hard. But luckily for me, because I hit this girl, and even though that generator, or that pallet was so far away from where I hit her, it is 32 meters, so the fact that she was not able to use that really good pallet makes it so I can down her real easily and then activate Jolt, and now we are able to basically what's it called? Protect the generator right here. But the problem is, again, I need to be able to down someone quickly. So luckily for me, this guy has 3 lock-on stacks on him, so he got injured. So every single pallet got block. And then as a result, we get a free down. So that's the reason why you use Hex Blood Favor and why it's so good. Because we got 2 down survivors. Now all I have to do is hook them on the Scourge Hook. And if I hook them on the Scourge Hook, then the generator in the middle with the most progress will start to regress automatically. And then we hook 2 people and they just haven't done any gens yet, which is really, really good. Now the main problem with this build, like I told you, is just you don't get the beginning of the game goes kind of slow. If you don't win early, this build can be kind of bad. That's why I told y'all. Well, I told one person in the comments, I had said that the main reason why I think Cubeproductions is good right now is because of the fact that you basically right here, I'm gonna put a drone right here so I can be untouchable, so I can go around and try and get this girl. But I'm trying to track her on the radar. I know she's on this gen, but I know she has eyes so she can see me. So I'm trying to track her so that way I'll be able to down her. But luckily, well, unluckily, my undetectable goes away, and she has eyes, so she saw me. So there's no way I can down this girl from this pallet because Hex Blood Favor activated. And when it activated, though, it activated across the entire map when someone else got a claw trap on them. So over there on the entire map, every single generator is blocked, but well, every single pallet's blocked. But where I am now, this girl was already injured, so sadly I didn't get any value out of my pain resonance. Also, as you can see, someone got rid of my Undying, so that's come to my second point. The second problem with this build is the fact that Hex Undying is a Hex totem. Basically, the totem can get destroyed, and if the totem gets destroyed, of course, I'm not gonna be able to use the really cool combo. And the third, and that's the main problem. The main problem is the fact that if I decide to not use Hex Undying and I use another gen perk, which I probably recommend you should do if you're really losing gens that much, or they're gen rushing you, then you lose Hex Undying, they can just cleanse, they can just find the totem and they cleanse it. I noticed though, it's weird. If I use Hex Undying, if I use Hex Blood Favor by itself, they never cleanse it, even though they know I have it. If I use Hex Survivor Hope by itself, they never cleanse it, even though they know I have it. It's so weird. But then the second I use Undying plus it, or another perk plus it, they cleanse both of them immediately, and it's the weirdest thing. But I still use Undying anyway, because on the off chance that like I spawn across the entire map, and then my totem spawns right next to a generator that spawns right next, and that survivor spawns right next to that generator, then it's like, well, I lose. And that is the worst thing ever. So because of that reason, I always make sure that I have Hex Undying. Now let's hit on this person so I can get a free down. I love that. And now we're gonna hit this person the closest hook ever. And as you can see, look on the left, we have already half the hook bar good and full because of the fact that we basically have the ability to hook survivors really, really fast. And that is the reason why I said this is a really good gen build. It's a really good chase build too, but it's like you chase them, win the chase, and then stop gens. And now one person's went for the rescue. As you can see, one person went for the rescue. She's gonna block, which is a good idea. But the problem is I have Hex Undying, so now I get a free down on whoever I feel like chasing. So I decided not to chase the girl who I've been hooking the entire time. I believe this is someone else. I could be wrong. I can't tell. I got lost if I'm being honest. But like I told you, the build is really good because basically you just never stop chasing them. Yeah, there we go. I hit the right one. We're good. So she's dead on hook, and then we got one person injured, one person on the hook, and one person dying. So basically what happens is there is no one doing gens right now. This girl I'm chasing, and she's not gonna be able to. I thought I could like down her, hit her up with this pallet, but I cannot. I'm gonna try to do a little spin rooney on mind game, and can we hit her? Can we hit her? Can we hit her? Can we hit her? No, we cannot. Okay. So I was trying to say that basically this build is really good because one survivor is being chased right now, and then the other 2 are healing. So that means that for the next like basically 40 seconds, no one's on gens. And then even if they are on gens, I'm most likely gonna get another down. When I get another down, Jolt's gonna activate, get rid of every single gen, or make all the gens regress by 8% automatically as long as they're near the person that I down. And it's just a really good feeling. Also, as you can see on the right, Blood Favor activated because someone got a claw trap on them, so they got injured, and then Blood Favor was like, hey. Now the problem is the girl was injured, so it's like, well, the Blood Favor happened across one part of the map, and it didn't happen near the girl who I just downed. So because of that reason, she was still able to technically go to certain pallets if she wanted to, but she just didn't. Now this girl, I don't think she's dead on hook actually. Oh, she's dead on hook. Okay. I was like, one girl's not dead on hook, but I couldn't remember if it was her or if it was Eugen Lee, my favorite survivor. But basically because of the fact that we downed them so fast, there is no way they're completing these last 4 gens in this amount of time. And we still have 2 Scorcher Paint Resonances still. I used my Unintelligible to my advantage. I knew she had a Claw Trap on her, so I was going to follow where she was. I believe, I don't fight against Scorebird very often because Scorebird is not really used ever, but I believe that if a survivor has a Claw Trap on them and you use your radar, the survivor knows that you're looking at them, but of course, because I was unintelligible, she had no way to know where I was coming from. That's another reason why I thought about using the Brown Noise Generator add-on, because I can make them oblivious, and then I can use my radar and find where they are. Same here, I know this guy got detected by my drone, so I know he is up here. I can see his location on the radar, but he has no Claw Trap on him, so he's not exhausted. So if he has Dead Hard or whatever perk, he can still use it against me. Luckily for me, I'm gonna hit him right here, and now he can't drop down this pallet. And also, luckily for me, the girl killed herself on the hook instead of trying to get rescued by her friend, which I can see why, because there was no way they were gonna win anyway, so she just gave up. Now, Hex Blood Favor activated, so there's no way he can use these pallets. But there is a down pallet right here he can definitely get to, so now I have to mind game him on this pallet, but because the game's already over, no matter how hard he tries, he's just going to lose. And luckily, he went into a really bad position, and there's no way he's not going to make this window, and he does, and I'm like, oh yeah, I forgot, male characters vault better than the female characters, so I was like, great. So now I gotta chase this guy even more, because I feel like I would have hit that if I was a female character, but oh well. And then he tries to 360 me, I'm like, no you don't. So I win. And now he's gonna get hooked somewhere. But I gotta find a hook because this hook is dead. And I'm like, uh-oh. But luckily for me, there's a hook right here, so all I had to do was hook him right here. I was like, he's not struggling anyway, so it don't really matter, because he's like, I give up. As he should, because the game is 100% over. And as you can see, this build is amazing. So make sure you use this build in your games if you really want to either win chases really well or stop gens. Of course, it has some flaws, and that's why I'm gonna have a third game for y'all. The third game is to represent what happens if the build doesn't go as planned or you don't win early in the game. Let's see how good or bad I do in this game. Welcome to Raccoon City Police Station West Wing again. So remember how I said I hate this map? You're about to see why in this game. So in this game, we're going to talk about basically what happened when the build is working, but then it doesn't work. So as you can see, someone already on a totem. I can see that with Undying. So I'm trying to use my Untouchable to go after them, but there's no way they're not going to be able to cleanse that totem first, or my Untouchable will run out before I can do anything. It luckily didn't run out when I got a free hit, but the difference is she was able to run away to a safe-ish pallet. I used my Untouchable right here to try and find these next people, but of course one girl's running and one girl's like confused, like what? So I'm gonna hit this girl, and now I'm gonna reactivate my Undying. So they know I have Undying, and they're mentally prepared to basically try and cleanse it if they can. I've already injured 2 people, so I'm in a really good spot, but these people are smart. They know that these pallets are unusable, so they're going to purposely go away from them. Now, this girl is gonna go in a really annoying spot, and my drone's not gonna activate, so I'm not gonna be able to hit her. I basically am in a position where, because I'm losing early game, I'm going to most likely lose late game if I do not get a quick down and activate my jolt and make all the surrounding generators lose progress. Yes, I got 2 quick downs, 2 quick injures, but if I don't get the momentum started, it will basically make me lose the game. So now I'm going to go after the girl who I saw, and luckily for me, this injured girl runs in front of me, so I'm like, yes, hopefully I can get this girl down quickly because I need to get a quick down. But then she goes over here towards this window. I'm like, this would be one of these long chases, isn't it? And then because she's already injured, I cannot activate Hex Blood Favor on her and like injure someone else, which is not going to happen because no one else is here. And now I'm going to go try and chase the girl again because that's the only girl I found. But then it hit me like, wait, I should probably go after someone else. So I'm trying to become untouchable, so I can go towards the generator. Hopefully someone's on this gen and I can catch them off guard. But sadly, they have eyes and ears, and they heard me before I turned undetectable, so they ran away as quickly as possible. So now I'm in the same position I was before, but this time someone with a gen. Now, that gen over there, I never went after it because I knew there was no point in me trying to check that gen. That's why I hate West Wing compared to East Wing. And West Wing, it feels like the generators are in really annoying locations in the West Wing area, so it's kind of hard to defend them, especially if I have to go up really high. So right here, I try and chase the girl by cutting her off. I knew she can go this way, so I should have cut her off. And because of Hex Undying, I know all these what's it called, pallets are gonna be disabled. But of course, the one pallet that I really thought was gonna be disabled was not. So I was like, really? And I'm mad because I thought it was going to be disabled and I was going to be able to down her, but nope. So now I'm going to enter this girl, and I'm going to get my Hex Undying, not Hex Blood Favor is going to activate, but because this pallet's already down, it doesn't block it. And I'm like, huh. So I basically got 2 people injured, little cloud traps, and I have not got a single down yet, and it's just the most really frustrating thing ever, because it's like there's not really much I can do in the situation. Like, I'm not playing bad or anything, it's just the survivors understand what to do against Hex Blood Favor. So now I can try and mind game this girl, and I can finally get her down. But for some reason, she screams, I hear her, and then I heard lagging. I'm like, no, this is not the time for having bad connection. So now I'm gonna move this drone so it actually gets her. But for some reason, it still hasn't got her yet. So I'm like, okay. And then I slow her down, so I'm like, finally, I can get this girl. So now this drone should slow her down too. She's double slowed. I finally get it down after like 4 minutes of doing nothing. Well, not really doing nothing. 4 minutes of chasing, I finally get it down. So I'm like, yes. But of course, there's no score trick anywhere near the survivor right is down. So now I gotta put her on a normal hook and not activate my score trick Pain Resonance. But for some reason, even though I knew I wasn't gonna be able to make this hook, I decided to try and go after this hook anyway. And right before I can hook her, I end up dropping her. So I lost all the momentum in the world, all because of the fact that I was like, I tried to make the right play, which the right play would have been to just put her on normal hook. But I knew that if I wanted to get back in this game, I would need to hook her on a score hook, because I have to have the ability to I need to slow down gens. So I purposely did that. But I cut her off this time, and she was like, what? And I just downed her. So now he's finally close enough to that score trick where I can actually hook her on it. So I'm gonna go over there. But then I realized the hook right here. So I'm like, how can I get to this hook? And I'm trying my hardest to get to the hook because I'm already so far behind. They've already done 2 gens and I've hooked no one. So I'm in a really bad position. So I finally hooked this girl, activate score trick Pain Resonance, and now I'm in a position where I can actually maybe start something. Even though I'm kind of 2 gens behind. Also, they got rid of my Hex Undying. So because of that reason, my Hex Undying. So because of that reason, if they get rid of my Hex Blood Favor, I can no longer use that combo anymore. And yeah, that's the reason why I told you Hex Blood Favor is a really weird perk, where it's really useful, but also it's really useless sometimes, depending on how the game goes. It did a lot this game because basically I was able to block a lot of pallets. Now right here, I'm gonna hit this girl. She's gonna try and draw the pallet on me because of the fact that she can't, because of the fact that I use Hex Undying. Oh, I'm sorry, Hex Blood Favor. I don't call it Hex Undying the entire video. I keep telling y'all. So now I'm gonna check this girl. Some of the pallets are still, Some of the pallets are still blocked. This one, however, is not. This pallet's kind of bad. There's no way. I'm pretty sure I hit her. I don't know if I hit her through the, through the little thing on the ground, or if I hit her by turning fast. But it looked like that hit was kind of weird. I know there's people here. I'm gonna get a free hit on this person. On Ace. Now I'm gonna try out the Ace. He's trying to blind me, but for some reason he can't blind me. So now I gotta quick down, activate Jolt, and activate Blood Favor again. So I'm in a really good position now after struggling the first 4 minutes. And that's the reason why I was trying to tell y'all, like, this build is good, but it's definitely, I'm not gonna say counterable. It's more like if you play badly, it definitely can end badly. So for some reason I do this weird route I did where I decided to just go down here. I'm just playing really bad this game, and normally I don't play bad like this, but I think what happened was that I was trying to make a video for y'all, and I was thinking about all the work I had to do for college, and it just made me play badly. That, and also I just don't play on West Wing really that often, so I didn't really know the layout, even though it's the same layout as East Wing, just a little bit more stuff going on. But it felt really weird, so I was just like, oh no. But I feel like that's my excuse for playing badly. I was worried about my work I had to do, and also I was trying to just play really well, but I'm not playing really well. Right here, I thought about trying to go over here, but I realized I can't do that. So right now, I'm just playing terribly. I dropped 2 survivors off my shoulder, all because I decided to play badly. And Hex Undying, Hex Blood Favor is still up. They haven't cleansed it yet, but it's the fact that they can cleanse it, and then eventually I'll have no way to stop survivors in a chase extremely well. And look what I said. Like, literally, they cleansed it, and that's like, well, this is the first game out of the 3 where they actually cleansed it. So now I have no way to stop the survivors. And I'm going through the West Wing, but there's no survivors in here. Then I see 2 survivors. I'm like, are y'all blind? Why are y'all just healing clearly when I'm right here? So for some reason they kept healing. I don't know if they just didn't hear my terror radius, but I don't have the Oblivious add-on, which is brown noise generator. So I'm a little confused as to why that happened, but whatever. So now I get it down. Not on the score trick though, because there's no. I got really unlucky with the score trick placements on this map. All the score tricks for some reason were on the top floor, and getting the top floor requires me to go around like certain areas, and that's kind of hard. So yeah, that's the reason why I am a little behind. But I'm gonna try and make up for it by downing as many sprites as possible, but it's been kind of hard because this game is already going pretty badly in my favor, and in order to try and win a game that's losing, you normally need to just like, what's it called? You have to play more aggressive. So that's why I went over here, because I know I haven't been over here yet, so I know if Survivor's probably over here. So I'm like, okay, Hex Undying, Hex Blood Favor should activate, so I should be in a really good position. But then they hit me, I don't have Hex Blood Favor, so I'm like, oh. So because of that reason, I'm trying to chase this girl without Hex Blood Favor, and then I realized there's no really point in hitting her anymore because he's in a spot where there's like a bunch of pallets and windows. There's no way I'm gonna be able to down her, so I decided to just go over here and chase this girl up these stairs. And I honestly feel like because I was playing so badly in this game, I kind of made a lot of mistakes. Now right here, this girl had enough time, sadly, to go over here. Luckily my drone was gonna probably scan her, but it didn't scan her, so I was like, what? There's a pallet right here, I know there is, so I'm not gonna get hit by that. I'm gonna activate a drone right here, and then I start lagging, and it's not the time. Like, why is everything going so badly in my favor? Well, so badly right now in this game. Like, why? So I hit this girl, and then we're gonna quickly chase after her, but then I realized, wait, I have to make sure I protect the gens because I didn't get any downs, and I can't get quick downs anymore thanks to Hex Blood Favor. So because of that reason, I have to figure out which gens are on before I decide to try and secure any downs. The generator across the map, I'm fine with them taking that one because I don't feel like protecting it anyway. But these gens where there's not really much they can do, yeah, I'll definitely go after them. As you can see, that pallet is back up. I should have destroyed it. I thought about destroying it, but I was like, no, this is a perfect spot for a drone because they'll vault it and then the drone will see them and then I'm good. But one of them had any means necessary, so they decided to make the pallet go back up. So right here, I'm going to chase the girl. I'm like, you know what? I'm just going to vault this window because you're kind of annoying, and I don't feel like having to deal with this. Then a while from right there was no way I was going to hit her, unless I had coup de grace, which I do not have coup de grace. But I thought about putting coup de grace actually on my score merchant because I feel like coup de grace is a really good perk. Luckily for me, I was able to down this girl, and as you can see, there's someone on that generator on the top floor. So I'm like, okay, I have to go over there, and I have to stop that gen. But finally, I have a good Scourge Hook location. So I'm like, yes, I can finally get a Scourge Hook location. But guess what? Who already used a Scourge Hook on that survivor? This guy. So now I have to go back over here and try and get this guy off this generator. But he's already off the gen because he's smart and he realized I'm going to go after him after I flip this girl. But I know he's in the hallway because I saw his shadow move. So I'm like, yeah, you're going to go over here. But sadly for me, he's going to vault the window. But then for some reason, he decides not to vault the window. I'm like, oh, okay. So I'm gonna hook this. Oh, I'm gonna hook. I'm gonna hit this guy, turn back around, and pretend like I'm not gonna go after this girl. And now I should get a free hit on this girl if I'm mind getting correctly. But sadly, she's smart and she just went that way instead of going the way I thought she was gonna go. Then she runs into me, so I'm like, what are you doing? And then she goes behind me so she can go for the rescue. And because the hook moves, I know he wants the rescue. Then I get a free down right here. This girl decides not to move anymore. So I'm like, okay. I thought she was gonna like just be AFK, and I was like, yes, I can get a free down. I can put myself in this game, but no. So as you can see, we're not even halfway done with the hook meter, which is kind of a problem. But I guess we are gonna be in a decent-ish spot because we haven't done any more gens. That's why I said I'm not gonna chase some of these people. I'm gonna wait for them to actually. I'm gonna wait. That way I can get them down. I'm going to probably kick this gen, but I realize I can just hook this person, and then if I hit them, it will activate my jolt. But I can tell they have made for this. I think they have made for this. So I'm like, oh no. But because of the fact that I'm gonna get a claw trap on them, they're no longer gonna be they're gonna be exhausted. So I'm gonna move this and try and make them slow down. But because I went under it, it ends up what's it called? There we go. Because I went near my drone, it ends up going in the sky. And in case you don't know, if Sword Merchant goes under her drone, the drone goes up in the air because it doesn't want to, I guess, block Sword Merchant. I don't know why, but it goes up in the air. When your drone goes up in the air, it doesn't scan anymore. So because of that reason, I was like, great. But luckily, I was able to get this girl and she's dead. So I'm trying to come back over here because I know they're over there doing that gen. And sadly, they do the gen before I can even do anything. And I'm like, great. So now there's one gen left. but there's 3 survivors left. I think there's another survivor that on hook, but I'm in a really bad position because, like I told y'all, if you cleanse both totems, I'm left at a position where basically I have no way to win chases fast, and I have to rely on my map knowledge to basically be able to win. So I know the 2 survivors went that way, but the reason why I went over here is because I want to try and set up a area where if they do over here, the drones will detect them and they'll get slowed down, because I'm almost certain that I'm gonna be in a position where I'm gonna be in a really bad position. So this girl can go up here, and I hate this loop right here because if you're not playing a fast killer, they can just do this for a long time, and they'll eventually always make it to this window. So I'm like, great. But luckily the pallet's gone, so at least I don't have to worry about that. But I lose this girl for a second, so I'm like, where'd you go? And then it hit me, there's a pallet right here, and then she goes over here. So I'm trying to mind game it, and then I realized you can't mind game this pallet, so I'm gonna break it immediately. But at first I want her to be as close to the pallet as possible. That way when I break it, she'll be in a really good spot where I can hit her. So I break the pallet. I know she's gonna go over here and go upstairs because that's the best way she can go. So I'm kind of right behind her, but I'm kind of like a little too far where I can really do anything. I know the pallet right here, which there is a god pallet. So I'm gonna have to break that. But because I feel like she's going to just stay here, I decided to try and like wait for her, but she's smart and she runs away. And then they lose last generator because West Wing's kind of annoying, and I'm bad. This game was so bad from the beginning. Like literally, I played badly. And I was slow when it comes to doing everything. And then they destroyed my one strategy. So I kind of was in a really bad spot. And I feel bad for losing, but it's fine. Okay, I kind of cut this part out a little bit because basically it was like 2 minutes of me just what's it called? It was basically 2 minutes of me looking around for survivors because I was struggling. But luckily for me, I found Ace, so I was able to try and catch him. But because of the fact that I'm in a really bad position, I'm making keep vaulting this pallet, and then as a result, we're able to down him. So because I know they're going to try and go for the rescue, I'm going to get them out the game because I'm not going to let them go for the rescue and rescue him. So I'm going to down this girl and get her out the game. And sadly, we lost one survivor. It's weird because I don't really post losses that much because I don't really say rarely lose, but I rarely lose, if I'm being honest. I don't lose very often. So when you post a loss, it's kind of like, uh-oh. Wait a minute. Cubeproductions losing. Score Merchant isn't S tier? No. But I don't mind posting losses at all. But right now I'm in a really bad position. Oh, right now I'm in a really good position actually. The game's over, but in the position I'm in, there's no way she can gonna go for the rescue. So she leaves the game, and we only get to kill 2 people, sadly. But yes, this was me showing off how basically I am playing a build that focuses around protecting generators by downing survivors fast. And to do that, you use Blood Favor and Hex Undying. But if those perks get cleansed, then you're in a really bad position. Also, don't play bad like I did. This game, at the beginning of the game, I played perfectly fine. I was just getting destroyed because they were looping me better and they were going to all the right pallets and different things like that, and the right windows. But then once I finally got my first down, the fact that I didn't hook them on a regular hook, I decided to go to a score trick I knew I was not going to be able to reach. That really killed me. That was the part that really ruined the game. And the fact that I did that twice really ruined the game for me. So understanding why you lose is essential to winning in the future. So I'm glad that I was able to understand like why I lost. I'm just mad that I made the mistake that I made to lose. But if you enjoyed the video, make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. I hope this video helped you to understand what are some good ideas in order to defend generators, and also some good ideas in order to basically win with Score Merchant. I know I haven't posted in a while. I'm sorry about that. I've been so busy this weekend. Has been awful. Not like awful as in bad, awful as in busy for college and for working. But I have more videos coming. I have 3 more videos coming actually, and I plan to upload them soon because I am going to focus on them now. But if you enjoyed the video, make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. I'll see y'all in the next video. Have a nice day.